Maybe one of the clearest truths of our time is that the United States of America stands as the world's greatest superpower. But what is the true pillar of America's power? Some may say it's mighty military. Others may argue advanced technology, or perhaps its massive GDP. Yet, the real foundation of America's strength is the dollar. Yes, its national currency. Why? In the following, we'll explore the roots and the reasons. After World War I, Britain, which before the war had been the leading economic, political, and military superpower, began to decline due to the heavy costs of war and a mounting debt crisis. The pound, once the dominant global currency, slowly gave way to the dollar. Finally, in 1944, at the Bretton Woods Conference, the dollar was officially declared the world's currency. Why? Because Europe's and Asia's economies had been devastated by World War II. The United States, as the main supplier of weapons, financial resources, and logistics for the Allies, and as the holder of nearly two-thirds of the world's gold, became the great creditor of the world. Since at that time money was backed by gold, the dollar, as the only currency convertible to gold, became the global standard. In 1971, Richard Nixon, in a sudden speech, announced that from then on, the United States would no longer convert dollars into gold. This announcement delivered a massive shock to the global economy. Why? Because under the Bretton Woods Agreement, it had been established that every $35 could be exchanged for 1 ounce of gold. And the U.S., upon request by other nations, central banks, was obliged to convert their dollar reserves into gold. Nixon's decision, later known as the Nixon shock, led currencies to become floating. That meant their value would be set by supply and demand, and no longer backed by gold. Now, we come to the main question of this video. Why is it that the fact the dollar is a global currency forms the very foundation of America's power? But before we answer that, we need to explain the concept of inflation. Imagine a village that functions like a country and has only 5 cows. The central bank of that village mints 5 coins, and those coins become the official currency. That means each cow is worth 1 coin. Now, if the next year the central bank mints another 5 coins, while the village still has the same 5 cows, then each cow will be valued at 2 coins. And that means the value of money has been cut in half, and the village's economy has suffered 100% inflation. In recent years, a country like Venezuela faced the same pattern and suffered from severe inflation. When the revenue from oil exports decreased, the government began creating money without control. And the result of this mistake was nothing but the rise of extreme inflation in Venezuela's economy. Now, imagine a country that, because of its endless spending in every field, is always facing a huge budget deficit. And to cover that deficit, it constantly resorts to printing money. But here's the surprising part. Its inflation is far lower than expected. Do you know which country this is? Yes, the United States of America. A place that can sustain a massive military, vast intelligence agencies, and the budget for any ambitious project, all while still running a deficit and creating money without any real fear of high inflation. Why? For one simple and very important reason: because the dollar is a global currency. The United States, after creating money without backing, pushes it beyond its borders, and the world economy uses that newly created money for international trade. That's why they say the foundation of America's power is the dollar. In recent decades, currencies like the euro and China's yuan have entered the global economy to challenge the hegemony of the dollar. But in recent years, a new threat has emerged, challenging the dollar's dominance in the world economy. That threat is the rise of cryptocurrencies in international trade. However, the United States, by introducing stablecoins backed by the dollar, has tried to expand the dollar's reach even into the crypto market, turning this potential threat into a new opportunity. So the question remains, can the dollar continue to maintain its dominance? and help the US remain the world superpower? Or will rival currencies gradually narrow the space for the dollar's hegemony?